Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I want to welcome you to the new and improved Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast. After many years of interviewing the best and brightest thought leaders around the world on my SiriusXM show, I am excited to now have those interviews available to people around the globe on this podcast. So many people would write us and say, I love what I've been hearing about your interviews with these great people. Where can I access them? I live in this country or that country, or I don't have access to that technology. How can I get the information? Well, I'm so excited now that we are able to offer the information and the interviews free on this podcast. So we want you to sit back and enjoy this message and let me know how you like them. And then do me a favor. If you like them, send a review, write a review and post it. And if you like it, hit like on here and share it and tell everybody you know about it, and then subscribe to this podcast so you'll get the alerts when we post a new interview episode. Thank you for listening and enjoy the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast.
Named one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world.
Inducted into the Speaker Hall of Fame.
Award-winning singer.
Best-selling author.
And now, here's Willie Jolley.
And it's true, I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it forced upon me. I can't refuse it. I didn't seek it. I didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Oh, it's just a tiny little minute, but our eternities are wrapped up in it. I'm grateful for this minute, this moment, this opportunity to be on with you. That's right. You are special to me, and I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for you listening and investing your time in listening to this program. And I am grateful for the fact that you have done what you have continued to do, which is to tell your friends about it, your friends, your family, your coworkers. Hey, are you listening to Dr. Willie Jolley? Are you listening to his program? Well, you should listen here. You should follow him. Because you're the one who's made this the number one self-help show in the country. You're the one who has made it a popular podcast. And so I am grateful for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then, I take a moment to start with that 1 minute because it's changed my life. That 1 minute. Dr. Benjamin Mays created that 1 minute, Martin Luther King Jr.'s mentor, and it's called God's Minute. And I start with that minute because how important that minute has been to me is it needs to be signified. But then on top of that, to take a moment to give God some glory, just to give him some praise, and thank God for life and strength and health. I'm grateful. And I give God glory for everything, for life and strength. And so I start every show thanking God. Everybody doesn't have to believe like I believe, but I do know which side of the bread my bread is buttered and who does the buttering. And so I give God glory. And then I want to thank our sponsor. We have developed a great relationship with a sponsor, and it has turned into just a family affair. The name of our sponsor is Truist Financial. 2 great banks came together to create an even greater bank, Truist. They have a shared purpose to inspire and build better lives and communities. And with combined resources, collective passion, and continuous pursuit of innovation, Truist is opening the door to a better financial experience to help people and businesses do more, be more, and achieve more. See what the future of finance is shaping up to be at Truist.com. That's right, Truist, Truist.com. Truist Bank, member FDIC. So I first want to start off with thanking everybody who helped to make this possible. And then I want to bring you my guest, who is one of the best and the brightest. I bring the best and the brightest. Y'all know that. If you are a long time listener to this show, you know I don't fool around. I bring the best and the brightest. And why do I do that? Because I want to grow. See, I don't want you to grow. Yeah, I want to grow. I'm taking notes. I'm learning from each and every one of these great people who I'm blessed to have as part of my network, who are willing to spend some time and take time out of their busy schedules to be on my show. So I am grateful. And I got another one. Now, he's been on before. It's been a number of years since he's been on by himself. Last time he was on with what we called him the three young lions of motivation, the three young lions. And he wowed them and everybody then, but he's back now. He has a brand new book that is, oh my goodness, it is awesome. And you're going to love the book. But many people know him as one of the most fantastic speakers and consultants and trainers in the country. His name is Dr. Delatorro McNeal II. He's an international renowned peak performance expert. He's delivered keynote speeches to major corporations, professional associations, conventions, professional sports teams, churches, leadership conferences. He holds the prestigious CSP designation from the National Speakers Association. He is the founder of Platinum Performance Global LLC and partners with Fortune 500 companies and corporation professional associations and entrepreneurs to drastically improve their performance and their productivity. He's spoken all over the world. He was on the $1 Million Roundtable, not just here in America. They brought him in to get them folks motivated who are already $1 million producers. Right. They brought him in. Not here just in America, but also in Asia and all over the world. He has been on TV. You've seen him on TV, Fox, ABC, NBC, BET, TBN, Occident. He has a new podcast called Crushing Life with Delatorro and produced the world's first business reality show called The Keynote. That's available on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Prime, and YouTube. He also innovated the Crush Foundation, an educational nonprofit he launched in honor of his mother. And he resides in Tampa, Florida, and with his two beautiful daughters who I love, Miracle and Hope. He's my son in the speaking business, and he called me his mentor, but I learned so much from him. He's the one and only Dr. Delatorro McNeal II. What's up, Delatorro McNeal II?
Dr. Willie Jolley, man, it is an honor every single time I get a chance to spend time with you. I love you. I love what you have done on this planet. I sincerely mean that, man. Thank you so much for your leadership. Thank you for almost 2 decades of mentorship, of coaching, of encouragement, of inspiration. When I think about it, so I'm 44 right now, and I remember exchanging emails with you when I was in graduate school at Florida State University is where it all began. And then I had a chance to meet you live for the very first time in Potomac Falls, Maryland, when Les Brown was doing a speaker training for like 8 people. And you walked into the dining room and I was just mesmerized. And then about a year later, you came to Tampa for an MLK Day event, and our relationship really kicked off at that point. And so I'm so grateful to you, man. Thank you for taking me under your wing and for coaching me, challenging me, and pushing me. And so I know that I wouldn't have become one of the youngest CSPs in NSA to earn the CSP at 33 if it had not been for your mentoring, your coaching, your encouragement, your support. And I've had a chance to mentor 5 CSPs myself now. So, and I know you've not only mentored CSPs, but you've mentored CPAEs, the Hall of Fame. So I thank you, man. I really mean that. I thank you to you. I thank you to your beautiful wife, Dee Taylor Jolley, and just the remarkable leaders you all are in business, in the speaking industry, in the faith, in the kingdom, in the marketplace. So many. I call you a multivitamin. People talk when I talk about you. Literally, I talk about you in every speech. There is not a single speech I give that I don't mention your name and the impact that you've made on my life. So I'm grateful to you. If your ears are burning, it's because Dr. Delatorro is always talking about Dr. Jolley. And so I love you, man. I appreciate you for being a touchable mentor in my life. And I'm excited about this broadcast.
Well, thank you so much. Well, folks, I met him when I spoke in Tampa that day. And what made him different was, I get a lot of folks who say, I want to be a speaker. Okay, I want to be a speaker. And I'll tell them some things to do. Here are the things you do. Boom, 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 boom. In fact, we got a whole page now. YouCanSpeakNow.com, which give you those things. You Can Speak Now. Go and get it. YouCanSpeakNow.com. And I tell people to do these 4 things. Boom, 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 boom. And most of them won't do it. they do 1 or 2 of them, and then they fall off. Yeah. But Delatorro, when I told him, here's what you got to do if you're serious about becoming a speaker. And he did them. But it wasn't that he did them, it's how he did them. Some people you say, jump, and they'll just, bounce a little bit, but he'll say, how high you want me to jump? And he'll do it and he'll do it and he'll do it. And that's always a testament to the type of person he is. Well, you're from Tampa, Florida. I gave them a little bit about you, but you are the father of two beautiful girls, but you've got you've got a little more. Tell them a little bit more about where you came from and what do you do for people around the world?
Yeah, so I'm so grateful, man, for this wonderful opportunity, Doc. I'm so appreciative of you and this incredible broadcast. So I've been a full-time speaker now. It blows my mind to say this. I've been full-time, Doc, for almost 18 years at the time of this recording. I've been a full-time speaker. And
you made millions of dollars. I want to put that down too. Are you millions of dollars are doing that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I say so. Praise the Lord.
Amen. Amen. I believe that you should write this down. Everybody who's listening, I believe it's it should be your obligation and your responsibility to make a difference and a dollar at the same time. I firmly believe that we can make a difference, which means we can leave this world better than the way we found it, and we can make a dollar. In other words, we can transform people's lives and be able to take care of our families and leave a legacy and all that stuff at the same time. So for me, Doc, I found my sweet spot in peak performance and really helping high achievers take their best and top it. And for me, that's kind of my wheelhouse. So whether it's the conferences that we do, the Full Throttle Experience conferences, or whether it's speaker training through Crush the Stage, or whether it's producing the world's first business reality TV show based on public speaking called The Keynote, or any of our keynote presentations or training programs, they're all centered around one concept. I believe that every single day, life gives us one open invitation, and it comes in the form of a question. Will you be better today than you were yesterday? Will you make the daily decision to better your best? And so for me, I help high achievers get 1% better every day, because there's all this great stuff out there, how to get 20% better, 50% better. And I think those things are awesome. The challenge is 9 times out of 10, they're not sustainable long-term. So my goal is to help people get just 1% better at forgiveness, 1% better at patience, 1% better at likability factor, 1% better at smiling more so you don't have a resting bitch face most of the day. 1%, 1% better, just basic things. 1% better at being more patient with your children. 1% better at mentoring your kids instead of just parenting them, right? 1% better at building your business credit, right? How do we just improve by a little bit? And that's the whole crux of not only what I teach high achievers about through our keynotes and training programs, but that's really the whole crux of this brand new book that we've just written, which is called Shift into a Higher Gear. Because Dr. Jolley, I think you're going to love this. The word shift is actually defined as to move or caused to move from one place to another, especially over a small distance. And another definition of shift is a slight change in tendency, preference, attitude, mindset. So I firmly believe that it's the small things that make the big difference. Yeah. And so I give organizations all over the world small little tidbits that make a massive difference in their performance, not only professionally, but also personally.
I like this term that would go with that, small tweaks that help you hit big peaks. And that's what you do, and that's what Delatorro McNeal does. He is a peak performance program expert, not just in terms of speaking, but also in terms of his training. He has a master's degree in curriculum design, and he also has taken a lot of all offline courses to continue to grow himself. This guy is constantly pushing out books, ideas, concepts, and this new book, Shift into a Higher Gear. This new book, Shift into a Higher Gear, is a metaphor about motorcycle riding and motorcycles that is so profound. There's some of this that I could not stop just writing in the margins, learning from it. I'm growing from it. I grow from Delatorro. I learn from Delatorro, and he's going to help you today to shift. Come on, somebody. Into a higher gear. Y'all better get ready, because I'm getting ready to let him loose. So y'all tune in. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. Tell Lottie Dottie and everybody to tune on and turn on, because we about to let go with Dr. Delatorro McNeal. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show, and for sure, your best is yet to come. We'll be right back.
Lord, since I met you. All that's changed in the blink of an eye. Now all my heart wants to...
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered why some people can make $1 million, lose it, make a second million, lose that, then make a third million, while other people can't even make ends meet? Well, the reason is that those people know the recipe for success. And that recipe is available to everyone if you will do what they did. They made a habit of getting positive, motivational resources of great thinkers and great learners. And I want to offer those same kind of resources to you. We've developed a free page on my website. It's wjspeaks.com/gift. wjspeaks.com/gift. On that site, we've got resources, books, audios to help you to grow, and they're free. So go to wjspeaks.com/gift, wjspeaks.com/gift, and get some of those resources, and then share that page with your friends and your family members. We want to impact and inspire millions of people. And remember, if you enjoy this message on this podcast, like it, share it, and post a review about it, and make a difference in the lives of others by letting them know about it. Have a great day. This is Dr. Willie Jolley.
A to the D to the T to the I to the T to the U to the D to the E. A to the D to the T to the I to the T to the U to the D to the E. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude.
And we're back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley and the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show across the country, around the world now, available on podcast, on C-Suite Radio. I want you to go to C-Suite and subscribe because we put out a podcast basically a week. And so C-Suite Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, and we're growing and growing more and more the delivery systems on that. And so we want you to go there. We also want you to go to winwithwillie.com, winwithwillie.com. I want every single person who's listening to go there, Win with Willie, and get the free gifts we have on that site, but also sign up for the newsletter so that Monday through Friday, you'll get a 1-minute motivational message in video sent by me to you with a powerful 1-minute message that you can also hear on radio on Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell across America, but you can get your copy in video. And it is our gift to you to help you to winwithwillie.com. My special guest is Delatorro McNeal II. He has, for over 2 decades, been synonymous with high achievement, excellence, infectious energy, and transformational content. He's a best-selling author, global keynote speaker, peak performance expert, and has had set the stage and has had incredible impact on groups all over the world. He has spoken for Johnson & Johnson, New York Life, JP Morgan Chase, Prudential. He earned a master's degree in instructional system design with an emphasis in human performance enhancement from the Florida State University. And his personal mission is to help individuals and organizations to grow. And he has been the author of 8 books, and his newest one is called Shift into a Higher Gear. It's a book that's pictured with him with he's sitting on a motorcycle in front of a long road, it's open road. And he says, better your best and live life to the fullest. Well, let's talk about this book, Delatorro. First of all, why did you write the book and focus on a motorcycle metaphor?
So fantastic question, Doc. So I believe everyone post-pandemic is asking the same question. And you and I both know that COVID split time. And so for the rest of our lives, there will always be before COVID and after COVID. And whether people believe it's a pandemic or a plandemic really does not matter. humanity is asking the same question. What's next for me? What's my next? And everyone's asking reevaluative questions. They're asking questions about reassessing their priorities, what matters most. And so I believe everyone, whether we want to acknowledge it or not, are in the middle of some form of a shift, whether it's personal, professional, financial, spiritual, emotional. It doesn't matter. We're all in some form of a shift in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You taught me this many moons ago. Either you're in a storm, you just left one, or you're heading towards one. So we're always in some type of a shift. And so for me, I decided to create this book. So during the pandemic, I had a chance to pitch a major publisher on a book concept. And so the one that I chose was, I said, man, I would love to take the concepts and the principles that we teach at our Full Throttle Experience conference and share them with the world. And so, Dr. Jolley, you know this because you've been a keynote speaker at my Full Throttle conference many times. Full Throttle is a personal development conference for high achievers. And I literally have my motorcycle live on stage, and I teach over 3 days. I teach about 35 different parallels from motorcycle riding to living a fulfilling life. Because the number one reason, when I ask people all around the world, who thinks motorcycles are cool? Most hands go up. How many of y'all think seeing a motorcycle is kind of cool? Most hands go up. How many of y'all have ever thought about riding? Most hands go up. How many of y'all actually ride? 90% of the hands go down. And I said, why, how you like to ride, you think it looks cool, but you wouldn't do it. What's the number one reason why? And all over the planet Earth, the number one thing people say as to why they wouldn't ride, even though they think it's cool, it looks great, it looks fun, is because they're afraid. The number one reason I hear all across the world. And so basically, the motorcycle is a metaphor for something in your life that you have needlessly feared. And I believe that most of us allow fear to run the conversation and make decisions on our lives on a daily basis. And so for me, the whole purpose of the motorcycle is to teach people how to really live life to the fullest, how to go all the way out. Because at the end of the day, we blind trust each and every day, all the time. On planes, we do it getting in Uber rides. You're getting into a car with a person you've never met that you don't know anything about this individual, but you're trusting them to take you 30, 40 minutes on some journey. You're trusting people when people deliver food to your house, DoorDash, you're trusting that they're not doing anything. So at the end of the day, it's amazing how we blind trust in so many areas. But when it comes to living our life to the fullest, we put the brakes on when it comes to going all the way in. So I like to use the motorcycle because I've had a motorcycle for about the last 10 years. And thank God, over 10 years, knock on wood, I've never had an accident. But every time I get on my motorcycle, God downloads metaphors for me about life and business that apply to motorcycle riding. So the book is built on a motorcycle metaphor. But Dr. Jolley, I want to make it very clear. No, a person does not have to have any interest in motorcycle riding, can't stand motorcycles, doesn't even like them, to still get a mountain load out of this book. We put
no question.
There's over 80 different learning principles that we built into the book that it will take someone to a completely different place. And each chapter, there's 12 chapters, each chapter starts with the action verb shift. And so the whole goal is to help people make small shifts that will help them make the big difference.
Well, that's a perfect lineup because I am not a motorcycle enthusiast. I have no interest in being on a motorcycle. I've done a moped probably, but that's about it. Just because I'm a bicyclist. Now that's the difference. I'm a bicyclist. I cycle. I got so much out of this. Okay, I got so much out of this, and I got pages dog-eared all over this book. Let me start with one of the things that I just thought was profound in this book that I said, man, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. 3D living. Woo! I think this is so profound. This concept, I've never heard of it before. I've never heard anybody discuss it before. And I want you to just give this and dig into it because it's so profound. Everybody, you got to hear this. 3D living. Go ahead, my man.
All right. So chapter 2 of Shift into a Higher Gear is called Shift from Coasting to Living Life 3D. And the question I want to ask you right now is, aren't you tired? Aren't you done? Aren't you finished with just kind of haphazardly going through life, kind of getting up on Monday and you just can't wait till it's Friday? Aren't you kind of exhausted with just kind of going through life, doing the same old thing, the same old way? Most people live life coasting through life. I heard a quote one time, Dr. Jolley, changed my life. It said, you can live to 100 years or you can live 1 year 100 times.
Come on, somebody. Wow.
You can live 100 years or you could live 1 year 100 times. And I believe so many people live that 1 year 100 times because they continue to go around that circle of sameness, right? Doing the same old thing, coasting through life. So 3D living is this. I love 3D movies. And the reason why I love 3D movies is because I like to appreciate the various dimensions with which I get to experience the movie. Now, I believe that life is coming at us in 3D. But here's the interesting thing, Doc. You and I both know this. The only way you can process a 3D movie is if you have the right glasses on.
Right.
So you can't even appreciate the life that's coming at you, or watch this, the life that God is trying to bring to you, unless you have what you call, Doc, possibility glasses on, right?
That's right.
And most people suffer from possibility blindness. You've been teaching this for decades.
Right.
So you've got to have the right 3D lenses on. Well, Del, cool. I get metaphor 3D movies. Life is coming at me 3D. Can you talk about the 3D? Fantastic. Here's the truth. Your entire life, Doc, this is so powerful. I'm actually working on a TED Talk right now because I've never heard this talk before.
Right. I've never heard this concept before. Never. Okay.
Your entire life, you were taught to live life one-dimensionally.
Mm-hmm.
And so you and I were taught that if you live till you're 60, 70, 80 years old, which is length of years, then you say, okay, that person lived a full life.
Right.
And so we were taught to measure fullness one-dimensionally.
Right.
Living a length of years. But the truth is, life was meant to be measured three-dimensionally. We're supposed to live long, we're supposed to live wide, and we're supposed to live deep. Now, here's the truth. Most of us, because we were never, so watch this. We celebrate length of years in birthdays, right?
Yes.
So if you, right. Mama D just celebrated birthday, right? So you celebrate that in terms of length of years. But have you ever in your life been invited to a happy width day party or a happy depth day party? When was the last time you invited friends to come to Cheesecake Factory and said, man, I loved deeply this month.
Yeah.
I parented wide this month. We don't calculate and we don't measure fullness that way.
But conditioned to measure, because we know it's a date and it go your year around the sun. How do you measure deep? How do you measure wide? But there's another piece of this that I want to make sure you don't lose. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
So the question becomes, okay, well, Del, you're right. It's easy to measure length because you can look on a calendar. You can say, boom, my birthday came and my birthday went. Boom, that was another year. But we're not taught how to live wide and we're not taught how to live deep. And so for me, it's powerful. Now, and I like to use an example. What's the common denominator between Bruce Lee, Princess Diana, Chris Farley, Bob Marley? What's the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who you love and quote all the time, Malcolm X, even the one and only Jesus Christ, right?
Yes.
All of these phenomenal world changers. Selena, right? So many amazing people. They never lived past the age of 40. One thing that they all have in common is none of them lived past the age of 40. So how is it that these people changed human history with their impact, but they didn't live 80, 90 years old? It's because they lived wide, they lived deep, they lived three-dimensionally. It wasn't just a single dimension. And so if there's a way that we can learn how to live three-dimensionally by living wider, for example, I share this truth in the book. I've been to New York probably 8 times for business. Yeah. I've never once seen a Broadway show. I've never once gone to the Statue of Liberty. Mm-hmm. There's so many things I haven't done in New York because although I've been there multiple times, I didn't have a wide experience and I didn't have a deep experience when I went. Why? Because I was going there on business. So I went, they picked me up from the airport. I go do my speaking engagement. They take me back to the airport and I fly back out. So that's my fault. Yes,
Hold that thought. Because this is good stuff, boy. And I want to get all of it. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. We got to take a station identification break. We'll be right back on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways show.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I got an email from a gentleman in Australia who shared how he had been struggling in his business, and he bought some of my books and audios, and how it had a profound impact on his business, and he went from worst to first in his company. I shared with him how much I appreciated his note, but I told him those books, those audios, those videos were not just something that I just thought up one day and started to write. They were born out of my experiences, out of the challenges of overcoming the problems and the difficulties and how I was able to do it. And I shared with him that others have sent similar messages and that these resources work. I want to encourage you and invite you to go to my store. Go to wjspeaks.com/shop. wjspeaks.com/shop. Get some of the books. It only takes a minute to change your life. Or a setback is a setup for a comeback. Or turn setbacks into greenbacks. Or chicken soup for the soul. Or an attitude of excellence. Or the book I wrote with my wife after 34 years of being married and not having an argument in over 30 years. We wrote a book called Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. And now it is saving marriages all over the globe. Go to the store, get some of the audios, the videos, the books, the resources to help you have greater personal and professional success. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Make this a great day on purpose.
And we're back, Dr. Willie Jolley, with my special guest, Delatorro McNeal II, Dr. Delatorro McNeal II. I want to thank him before I go back to him because he's getting ready to lay it down on you. I want to thank my sponsor, Truist, the bank that's here for better. BB&T and SunTrust merged to form Truist with a shared purpose to inspire and build better lives and communities. Let me give you one example of what that means. Truist has come up with something called the Truist Community Benefits Plan. They've earmarked $60 billion, that's right, billion with a B, to invest in affordable housing, nonprofit support, and small business growth over the next 3 years. So you can see that while Truist is committed to a better banking experience for you, they're just as committed to giving back to the community and creating meaningful change for all folks who are striving to do more, be more, and achieve more. I hope you'll check them out at truist.com. Let me spell it for you. It's TRUIST.com. Truist Financial, member FDIC. Oh, Delatorro McNeal is the author of the book Shift into a Higher Gear, Better Your Best, and Live Life to the Fullest. This is a fantastic book. I could not put it down. Real quick before we go back into the program, Delatorro, I want to ask you to let people know where they can get the book, and why I want them to know they should go get it now, today,
Yes, sir.
right
Yes.
now. Go, tell them.
Absolutely. So the book is available everywhere books are sold. Please go every major retailer, every online retailer. Amazon.com is a fantastic place to go to grab the book, but you can get it at Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, so many great places, PorchlightBooks.com. If you're an influencer and you'd like a great book that would be great to help you motivate and lead teams and groups of individuals, please go to PorchlightBooks.com. That way, and type in Shift into a Higher Gear. And PorchlightBooks.com actually helps with bulk discount pricing for buying this book in bulk. And in fact, there is a 30-question discussion guide in the back of the book that can help you lead team meetings, sales meetings, weekly accountability meetings with your teams. So if you're an influencer, you have the ability to influence folks, please pick up the book from PorchlightBooks.com. But the book is available everywhere books are sold. Our website is shiftintoahighergear.com. So people can go to the website to get book bonuses once you've actually purchased the book. And Dr. Jolley, as you know, while we were writing the book, we also published in tandem the companion workbook that goes along with this book. So the workbook is instructionally designed. It's 108 pages. It's a journal and it's an activity book and it's a workbook combined. So it's a 3-in-1. And we take all of the concepts and principles in the book and we go much deeper and much more expansive in the workbook to really help people create the transformation that they desire. And so the workbook is available at shiftintoahighergear.com. And it's we also have an incredible Facebook community called the Shift into a Higher Gear Global Biker Posse, because shift is better together. And so one of the things that we try to encourage people to do is in that Facebook group is to go through the shifts and changes that they want in their life and in their business, but do it in a community, do it in a posse, because that's one of the powerful parts about motorcycle riding is not just riding alone, but riding with a group of other people who are also going to the same destination. So we're excited about the book. Yeah.
I would assume that they can also just go to Delatorro.com.
Absolutely.
Delatorro. Delatoro. Only Delatorro I know. Delatorro.com. com, and you can get access to everything. Can you not?
Absolutely.
That's a one-stop shop.
One-stop shop. Yes, sir.
He can come speak for you. He can do a virtual event for you. He can you can sign up for his Crush the Stage if you want to be a speaker. I don't know anybody who teaches you the mechanics of speaking better than Delatorro, other than the great Les Brown, who teaches us all how to become. He's taught us all how to become better speakers. He's my mentor, and he's like the granddaddy. I'm the daddy. Delatoro's the superstar son. Okay, but Delatorro teaches you the mechanics of speaking, how to do the actual articulation, and becoming a stage crusher, somebody who crushes the stage. So you can access that at Delatorro.com. Now we're going to jump back into this book, because I got notes. I hope I can get all the stuff that I got. So we're talking about the thing that this 3D living.
Yes, sir.
And the fact that you have coined this by looking at the lives of people who didn't live long length, but that did live in depth and width and impact. Impact. You want to be an impactor. Don't y'all want to be an impactor with your family, impactor with your church, maybe impactor with your community, impactor with your dreams? He is saying you can do that if you get a 3D mindset. Oh, come on, this is so good. Somebody. Come on, go and get into that, Judge. Go ahead, Delatorro.
It's so crucial, because we got to say, okay, so let's talk about it. So how do you begin to live more width? How do you put more width into your life? We go into that in the book. We talk about it strictly on pages number 30 and 31. We go into great detail on how can you widen your vantage point? How can you widen your understanding? How can you widen your perspective on something? And then we talk about depth. How can you deepen? So in other words, instead of just going on a vacation and say, okay, I went there for 3 or 4 days and came back, how can you deepen that vacation? Maybe you volunteer and do a missions experience. Maybe you donate a half of your day. Instead of just going on an excursion and zip lining in some foreign country, maybe you volunteer at a church. Maybe instead of buying the typical food that you would buy when you go to another country, maybe you buy from the farmers in that area.
Let me just give you a object lesson.
Yeah, please.
Many years now, probably 20 years ago, my wife and her best friend had birthdays on the same day, and her husband and I surprised them and took them to Paris. And we went to Paris, and they didn't know where they were going, and we had a great time as tourists. Okay, we were there 5 days as tourists, and we went around as tourists. About 3 or 4 years, maybe 5 years later, my nephew, Noble Jr., was at the Conservatory of Paris finishing classical piano program. He invited me to come over, and we came over. Now, this time, though, we stayed 4 or 5 days, but we didn't just go to the local tourist places. We went to people's homes for dinner. He took us where he had been there a year. He took us to the places that the tourists don't get to see. We got the depth and the width. That's the one I remember. You see, that's what you're saying. Am I right about it?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Dr.
Yeah.
We got to take experiences deeper. And watch this. Let's so since we're talking about 3D living, let me ask you a question. Is it possible that there could be gold mine people in your life right now? And I'm kind of touching on a little bit of chapter 8 right now, which is called Shift Your Posse, because who you ride with matters. But Dr. Jolley, I believe so many times we are not tapping into, you can know a person for a long time and never tap into the width or the depth of that person because you always asked surface level questions. Oh, how you doing?
Wow.
Imagine the amount of people that go to church with you every single Sunday, and they have never they've known you for 20 years, right? So they have length of years,
right?
But they've never asked you wide questions. They've never asked you deep questions. There's people, I guarantee you, there's people that probably cycle right beside you or do push-ups in the gym right next to you. There's people who live 2 doors down from you who've known you for a length of years. But guess what? The width and depth of how you've been an incredible husband has never been transferred. The width and depth of how you've been an incredible father has never been transferred. The width and depth of how you've been an incredible entrepreneur making literally multiplied millions of dollars has never been transferred. Why? Because sometimes we can be close to people and we don't take advantage of their width and their depth.
Well, you talk about that in the book about don't just focus on what focus on why and the goal setting part.
Yes,
I got that. I got that. And why are you doing this? And asking yourself why.
Yeah,
this book, one of the things I loved about the book, he said, this book is for you. Okay. This book is for you to grow.
That's right.
Now,
that's right.
And not just for you to look and say, oh, Bobby needs to grow and Tony and Susie need to grow. This book is about your personal growth, how looking introspective and looking at yourself and saying, I got some places I can improve. I can develop. I can get some depth and width. And this book, you go into so many principles and they're all on a metaphor, like leaning in. Talk about leaning. Come on, leaning in. You got to lean in.
Yes, sir. So, Doc, I know this is going to hurt their feelings right now. I love this one. So chapter 4 is called Shift Your Focus and Put Your Weight into It. Shift your focus and put your weight into it. And you will understand this, of course, as a cyclist, but I want everybody to understand this concept. A motorcycle is very different from an automobile.
Right.
When you want to change direction on an automobile, you have to physically, manually turn a steering wheel left or right to get it to go left or right. On a motorcycle, you don't have to do that. On a motorcycle takes 100% of its direction from your intention.
Yes.
I'm going to say it again. A motorcycle takes its direction from your intention. So the only way that a two-wheeled vehicle, whether it's a bicycle, right, Dr. Jolley, or a motorcycle, knows what your intention is based upon where you distribute your weight. So at the end of the day, if you lean left on a motorcycle, it's going to go left. If you lean right, it's going to go right. So at the end of the day, the motorcycle says, okay, she wants to go this direction based upon where she puts her WEIGHT, where she puts her weight. So that makes me ask a powerful question. What have you put your weight into lately?
Come on.
Have you put your weight into that side business? Have you put your weight into that side hustle? Have you put your weight into your relationship? Or are you just kind of piddling with it? Have you put your weight into the stock market or investing in cryptocurrency? Or are you just kind of throwing a couple of dollars and you park it and pray, right? Have you really put your weight into it? Have you really given it your all? Because I believe that, and Dr. Jolley, you teach this. We don't admire anybody who half-asks anything.
Right.
The only people that we admire and respect are people who have done what they've done with a spirit of quality and excellence.
Right.
And so in the book, I teach people how to lean into excellence so that way you can put your weight into the things that you want. But now once we put our best effort into it, your WEIGHT, at the same time, watch this, you also got to put your WAIT into it as well. And you got to put your weight into it because the truth is some things just take time.
Right.
And Doc, you know this, the only way you produce excellence sustainable is by being able to be consistent over a long period of time.
Right. That's
and
right.
being incredible over a long period of time. You know, it from idea to seeing my reality show on television took 839 days.
Wow.
839 days. So that's a little over 2 years that it took to go from concept to seeing it on Roku and YouTube and Apple TV and all these other great places that our reality show is seen now. But I was willing to wait. I was willing to sit on that egg until it hatched. And I know that, Dr. Jolley, we live in this Instacart, Insta-famous, Instapot, 4G, 5G, 4K, Insta everything world. But the truth is you cannot produce a baby in 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant. some things just take time. Does that make sense?
Right.
Scripture says, as long as the earth shall remain, there will be seed, there will be time, and there will be harvest. You cannot take time out of the equation.
That's right. And the other thing is that many great success stories were the result of consistently persisting on the goal. You did not ever stop working on that goal of the television show. Even coming to stay with us while you went to a conference.
Yes.
And you stayed with us and every day you got your little suit on and you went out to this little conference, but it made it happen. And I saw him do it. He consistently, it was not being picked up, but he kept trying. Look, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back with Delatorro McNeal II, Dr. Delatorro, and you're going to see the rest and the best is yet to come. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show. We'll be right back.
Friendship is not about being convenient. It's about being committed and consistent.
You can call on me
When you need me,
You can call on me.
call me.
You can call
pick up the phone and call me.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and people often ask, how did I go from a broke, busted nightclub singer to become a best-selling author and to be voted one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world by the 175,000 members of Toastmasters International? The answer is that I decided to invest and change my thinking, invest in my mindset, and decided to change my inputs because inputs determine outputs. I heard about a seminar years ago when I was just getting started. I was making about $100 a speech. And I heard this seminar that was creating millionaires, and it cost $10,000, but the guy was getting results. I didn't have that kind of money, but I decided to borrow it because I learned that there's a price for success, the price of college, the price of going to school, the price of education. And there's a price for success, and then there's a cost for not paying the price, the cost of staying the same. And that cost is greater than the price. It's too expensive. And so I went and it changed my life. And I came back and quickly made $100,000. I heard a similar story from Dr. Dave Martin, how he went to a success rally, heard a speaker who inspired him. He and his friend said, wow, that's changed my life. The speaker had a package of materials to help build wealth. The package cost $1,500. And that was all the money Dr. Dave had to his name. Dr. Dave's friend asked, do you think this stuff is worth it? Dr. Dave thought for a moment. He said, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. But I do know that I'm worth it. I'm worth it. He invested that money in that package and used the materials to grow his thinking. He grew his mindset. He shared how that $1,500 investment has gone on to generate millions in revenues. He's a multimillionaire. And he has homes now in Arizona and Florida. I want to say to you, it's time to invest in you. I want to give you some materials that will help you, grow your mindset, grow your future, grow your finances. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire. wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get some materials that will inspire your success and will help you find that there's a price for success, but there's a cost for not paying the price. And the cost is always greater than the price. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire and get the bag, the box, or any of the materials there and keep growing your wealth. And remember, as a man thinketh, so as he is, and your best is yet to come.
And we're back with Dr. Willie Jolley and the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show. And my special guest is Dr. Delatorro McNeal II, world-renowned speaker, trainer, best-selling author, media personality. This man is on fire, but he's not just on fire with just energy and hoop hoop. He's got such deep concepts that have been thought through, that have been time tested, and that will help you to grow your family, your faith, your future, and your finances. Okay, we want to talk about shifting from fear-based living to faith-based living. This one I love this because you looked at the Karate Kid and found something I've seen it, but I never keyed in on. You got to tell that one little piece about overcoming fear.
Yes, sir.
That was so good. I had to mark it up. I had to write on it. I said, that's good stuff right there.
So Dr. Jolley, your favorite fear teaching that you do on stage is from Men of Honor. Come on, somebody,
yes,
man!
Sir.
You act that thing out like it ain't nobody's business. Good
yes, sir.
God, I love it when you do that. But one of my favorite movies of all time is The Karate Kid Part 3. When Danielson is in the final rounds of competition and he had been trained throughout he left his mentor. That was one of the first biggest mistakes he made. His mentor wanted him to make one decision and he decided to go in a different direction. And so he gets trained for the championship by someone who was actually out to harm him. And he didn't realize that till he gets to the final competition. So he's fighting up against a guy named Mike Barnes. Mike is kicking his butt, sends him to the mat with an illegal knee blow to the leg and sends him down to the ground. And he's like, listen, I want to quit. I'm done. I can't beat this guy. Mr. Miyagi's like, hey, oi, like calm down. He's like, listen, I just want to go home. He's like, listen, it's okay to lose to your opponent, but you must not lose to fear.
Mm.
And so Danielson's like, he's like, okay, cool. If all I got to do is admit that I'm afraid, let's do it. I'm afraid. I can't beat this guy. He's better than me. He's stronger than me. He's faster than me. I cannot win. And so Mr. Miyagi calms him down. He says, listen, your best karate is still inside you. He said, now is your time to let it out.
Mm.
And he walked away like a great mentor does. Great mentors, Doc, you've done this to me 1,000 times. You'll leave the advice and you walk away and you leave it up to me to implement and execute. And you just watch, right? You observe, right? That's what a master mentor does. And I've learned how to mentor so many because of what you've taught me, what lessons taught me, what Dr. Covey taught me, what Zig taught me before he passed. So what Dr. Miles Monroe, may he rest in peace, power, and prosperity, taught me, right? So I take those lessons and apply them. At the end of the day, Danielson gets up from the mat. He uses a powerful secret weapon, beats the enemy, goes on about his business. But here's the interesting thing that I put in the book. The opponent was screaming at Danielson. He's like, I own you.
Yeah.
I own you, LaRusso. I own you. And it was a taunting type of a thing. He's like, your karate is a joke. Your teacher is a joke. Everything you've learned is a joke. And it made me personify fear.
Yes.
And here's the question for each and every one of you. Does fear own you?
Mm.
Are you really allowing fear to, watch this, to literally own you? Because at the end of the day, it knows it's got a foot on you and it ain't letting it go.
Right.
And so you have to really kind of shift from fear-based living to faith-based living. Doc, you teach us all the time. Every single day you wake up, there's two warriors that are fighting inside you, the warrior of fear and the warrior of faith.
Yeah. And
the one that wins each day is the warrior that you feed the most. And so how do you feed the warrior of faith? You feed faith with your action, with your belief, with your positive confession, and with the people you surround yourself with, the positive people. How do you feed fear? You feed fear with doubt. You feed fear with unbelief. You feed fear with telling the same old story. You feed fear with inaction. You feed fear with negative thinking. Now, watch this, Doc. This changed my life when I thought about this. It takes belief to have faith and to have fear. This is a paradigm shift moment, y'all, in the show. Listen to me. It takes belief to have faith or fear. Let me show it to you. Faith is simply a belief in an outcome you desire.
Yes.
Fear is simply a belief in an outcome that you don't desire.
Correct.
So they both take belief. So the thing is, are you going to believe in the outcome you want, or are you going to believe in the outcome you don't want? Dr. Jolley, you talk about this all the time when you quote Dave Martin, and you says he looks at products or programs. He said the question is never, is the product worth it? The question is, am I worth it?
Yes.
Right. Am I willing to invest in myself? Am I willing to believe and bet on me? So at the end of the day, my friend, we got to replace fear-based living with faith-based living. And the best way to do that, you've got to call the CIA. And people are like, well, Del, what is the CIA? It's consistent, imperfect action. And that's very, very intentional. I use those three words: consistent, Doc, you just talked about it, imperfect action. And I want to set some folks free real quick before we get into the goddess. 90% of the people that don't take action on their goals and dreams, Doc, they don't do it because they're waiting to be perfect.
Right.
So they want their implementation, their execution to be perfect. But here's the truth. Every single day, you and I we buy imperfect products. The phone that you have right now is imperfect. The iPad, the computer, the laptop, everything that you buy is imperfect when you buy it. But they watch this. That's why they're constantly sending you software updates, app updates, right? There's always a new version of the phone coming out. There's always a new version of the iPad. It wasn't perfect when they sold it to you, and they knew it, but they wanted your dollars to fund their research and development to make it better and better and better. And so you're sitting back paying profit on an imperfect product, but you're stalling your greatness, your launch, your next level, your dream, waiting for it to be perfect.
Come on, somebody.
And perfectionism is rooted in fear. You're afraid of people's opinion. You're afraid of judgment. You're afraid of critique. You're afraid of criticism. You're afraid of ostracism. You're afraid of people viewing you and saying something negative. So you don't execute on your goals and dreams. Nothing is perfect when it ever goes out. You have to learn how to have the helicopter mindset versus the airplane mindset. An airplane has a runway. So it gets 300-400 yards to get ready for flight. Helicopters don't have that advantage. They got to take off from where they are and perfect along the way.
Come on, somebody. Ooh, let me read this quote, and then we're going to get into You Got Us. It says at page number 80, said, the voice of fear is always restrictive. The brakes on your bike. The voice of faith is always expansive. The throttle on your bike. All right, let's talk about the You Got Us. You know, you were leading right up to that when you said you got to do some things. Well, I want to do what I've been doing for everybody who's been coming to the show. I say, you come to DC, I pick you up. I say, let's go over to Howard University. We go into a business class of young entrepreneurial students who want to be somebody and do great things with their lives and somebody special and buy their mamas a home and so forth. And now they want to be successful. Tell them 3, 4, you got us. You got to do this. If you want to be a success, you got to. Go ahead, Dal.
Fantastic. If you want to be successful, first thing you got to do is you got to get clear about what you want. Clarity is power. So the first thing you got to do is get clear about what you want, whatever that next level is, whatever that dream is, whatever that relationship is, whatever that business is, whatever that philanthropic adventure that you want to jump into, whatever the vacation is, whatever it is, whatever family goal, whatever you want, get crystal clear about it, because clarity is power. If you go to Google and you type in food, you get 1 million hits. You go to Google and you type in 500-degree plate, filet mignon, Ruth Chris Tampa, you get 1 response. Clarity is power. Get clear about what you want. That's number 1. First thing you got to do. Second, once you get clear about what you want, you got to find someone who's already done it. You've got to find a mentor. You got to find a coach, someone who's been down the road that you're trying to go and who's already mastered it. They have forgotten more than you know about this journey. Get close to them as much as possible. And number 3, you've got to listen. Implement what they teach you at your level. I teach you this in the book. I said, be excellent at your level. Here's one of the biggest reasons why people go wrong with mentors. They say, okay, this mentor has been doing it 40 years. Let me do it at their level. No, you sit under a mentor and you do it at your level with excellence. And then you graduate, and over decades, you're going to get to their level. And maybe even in some ways surpass them, but you got to be excellent at your level. And the 4th thing you got to do is you got to stay humble and you got to stay hungry. Say that again. You got to stay humble and hungry. So don't believe your own press. Stay humble, right? Because watch this, and don't be impressed by people, because if you can be easily impressed by people, you can be easily depressed by people.
Wow.
So always remember this. Nothing is ever as good or as bad as it first appears. It's 9 times out of 10 somewhere in the middle. So remain humble in all that you do and all that you accomplish, right? And then remain hungry. Every single day, I want you to apply this to business. Dr. Jolley taught me this in life, and I use it every single day. He said, speak like a pro, but market like you're brand new.
That's right.
He said, speak like a pro, speak like you're the best speaker out there, but market like nobody knows your name.
Amen.
And when you do that, it keeps you hungry to continue to learn, to continue to grow, and to continue to hone your skills and hone your craft. Because as our great mentor, Les Brown, says, 50% of the people responsible for your next income goal, you haven't even met yet.
Absolutely.
So you got to stay hungry to keep quality people around you and graduate the conversation and shift your life into a higher gear.
Where can they get this incredible book, Delatorro?
Everybody can go to Delatorro.com. All of our resources are there, Delatorro.com. But the book is available everywhere books are sold. Go grab it on Amazon. You can go to our website, shiftintoahighergear.com. Join our Facebook community, which is called Shift Into a Higher Gear Global Biker Posse, absolutely free. And any of your favorite retailers. Our books are in over 40 airports all across the country right now. And even when the books aren't in the airport bookstores, you can get them at Barnes & Noble, all the major retailers, over 80 retailers online. Wow,
fantastic. Thank you, Delatorro, for being part of this incredible interview. I want to thank him for coming and spending time with us today. Delatorro, Dr. Delatorro McNeal II. I want to thank Truist Financial. I want to thank them. We're so excited that we're partnering with Truist Financial. BB&T and SunTrust merged to form Truist with a shared purpose to inspire and build better lives and communities. Check out how they're unleashing potential at Truist.com. Let me spell it for you. It's TRUIST.com. You might have seen recently Truist Park, where a World Series team plays. And we want to congratulate all the folks from Truist who have been part of that process. Well, this is Dr. Willie Jolley. Go to winwithwillie.com, winwithwillie.com. Sign up for my newsletter and watch us every Monday night on Make love, make money, make it last. The broadcast. You can follow us on A Jolly Marriage on Facebook, A Jolly Marriage on Instagram, or just go to A Jolly Marriage and get the whole book package. It will bless your marriage and your life. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show, and for sure, your best is yet to come. God bless you.
Are you tired of crying and complaining? Tired of feeling like life don't treat you fair? Do you see so many others moving on while you're steady going nowhere? Have you maybe come to the conclusion that there's nothing at all that you can do? Well, just look in any mirror and you'll see who is really truly stopping you. My. It's up to everyone.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode, and I hope you got something of great value. And I hope that you were inspired, you were motivated, you were empowered, and you were encouraged to live your best life. I hope this information and this inspiration will help you to do more, be more, and to achieve more. That's the goal why I started this program, and I hope it helped you in a mighty way. Now, I ask you to make sure and that you take full advantage of all the resources that came through this program. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/gift and get some of the free resources that we have there for you. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/shop to get some of the books that we have created, that we've labored over to make sure that they will deliver a powerful message to you. I hope you go to williejolly.com/billionaire. williejolly.com/billionaire or wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get the box that it will inspire your whole family, or get the bag of books. Make this a great day, a great week, a great month, and remember, it is true that you are blessed and all things are possible for them that believe. So make the most of the belief that you have now in your future. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Have a great day.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.